If there is one very popular, widely believed myth of American history that completely drives me nuts, it's this: FDR's New Deal saved us from the Great Depression. Now, the popular narrative begins with once upon a time, a bunch of greedy Wall Street tycoons engaged in risky speculation, causing the stock market to crash. The hapless, do-nothing champion of capitalism, President Herbert Hoover, refused to do anything about it. And then FDR rode in on his New Deal horse. The economy turned around, and we were saved from the deprivations of unfettered capitalism. Yeah, except it didn't happen that way. Like, almost not at all that way. Sure, the stock market had a major correction in October of 1929 due to bad investments, but the stock market and unemployment had largely recovered before the government had done much of anything. And contrary to popular perception, Herbert Hoover was not a do-nothing champion of capitalism. In fact, Hoover responded to the crash through massive government intervention, to include pushing for the passage of the Smoot-Hawley tariff, which triggered an international trade war, sending unemployment through the roof. When Franklin Delano Roosevelt came into office 3 years later, he initiated a series of policies referred to as the New Deal, which, interestingly enough, actually doubled down on many of Hoover's policies. And this led to the single greatest expansion of government authority and power in U.S. history. For FDR, there didn't seem to be any problem that could not be solved by a new regulation, tax, or government agency. Examples include the National Industrial Recovery Act, which encouraged cartels, price fixing, and was even used to prosecute small business owners for selling things too cheaply. The Agricultural Adjustment Act led the federal government to give billions of dollars to farmers in order to not produce food. You heard that right. At a time when millions of Americans were going hungry, the feds went so far as to purchase tons and tons of livestock and fresh produce, only to destroy it in order to keep prices high. And it doesn't stop there. Executive Order 6102 forced Americans to turn in their gold. Follow-on orders and laws made it illegal for private citizens to own gold. FDR's hand-selected justices on the Supreme Court began rubber stamping his policies, to include using the Interstate Commerce Clause to give the federal government jurisdiction over what you could grow and eat in your own garden. So, what did all of this achieve? Well, it didn't end the Great Depression, and turns out it didn't do a whole lot for unemployment. In fact, many economists, such as Nobel laureate Milton Friedman, contend that it actually made matters worse because it created an environment of constant federal meddling, failed central planning, and contradictory policies. And this probably explains why unemployment never dropped below 14% until 1941, when the draft was on. Now, there are some who will concede that the New Deal did not in fact save us from the Great Depression. So what do they offer as our savior from the economic wasteland? World War II. And if you want to learn whether or not killing people and breaking things is some sort of secret sauce for your economic woes, you can click on this video right here. I'm Nick Freitas with the Y-Minutes, where we challenge the popular narratives of our time. Please visit our channel to subscribe and leave us a comment.